it's Kim, and I thought I'd bring you along with me. This afternoon I'm doing meal prep for all my lunches for every day at work this week. Today is Labor Day, so I only need 4 meals from Tuesday through Friday. So I'm going to brown up this ground beef and then drain it and divide it into these 4 different glass containers. So I'm going to cut the stove on. Okay, I've got it on high, and I'm just using, this is one of my favorite seasoning mixes. It's just garlic and pepper seasoning salt. Really just garlic, pepper, and salt. So I'm just going to sprinkle. That may look like a lot, but that's not even, that might be half a teaspoon. And then I've also got these minced dried onions. So I'm just going to put a nice little sprinkle on top of that. Okay. And then to make the ground beef cook up real fine and not in big chunks, I'm just going to add, this is not even quite half of a coffee mug of water. So, I don't know, maybe half to 3/4 of a cup of water. And I'm just going to mix all this together while this is on. I'm just cooking it on high. I'm going to mix this all together, and I'll show you what I got in a minute. Alright, I've got the water and seasonings all mixed in, and you see how it's real soupy looking. So the ground beef is going to cook in this, and it's going to end up with a really fine texture, which is what I like for if I'm doing like tacos or any kind of salad. Today I'm doing Big Mac salads, so this will be the ground beef portion of my Big Mac salad. I'm just going to let that cook, and we're going to move on to the salad dressing. Let me get this out of the way. Got my cutting board out. We're going to do the lettuce here shortly. But I've got all my seasonings here, and I've got just enough of this mayonnaise. Just enough to make into dressing. So I'm going to put a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of each of these seasonings, well, probably half of that of the salt and 1/4 of that of the pepper. Less salt and pepper than this other. And I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons of this apple cider vinegar. Let me get that in here. I'm just going to pour it in here and shake it up. Okay, everything's in here. I also added about 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. So I'm going to put the lid on this real good. Nice and tight. And just shake it. Alright, it is done, and I'm just going to transfer this to my little mason jar. Get it all in there. I may have to get a spatula. The last 2 ingredients is 1 packet of this Truvia. All of that in there. And I've got some dill, pickle relish. And I'm just going to put about 2 tablespoons in. And I'm just going to stir that in with my little whisk. Alright, let me change the battery and I'll be right back. I've mixed in the sweetener and the dill pickle relish in here, and I just popped this lid on top of my mason jar. I got these off of Amazon. I think it was like a 2-pack, but it's real convenient. It's got a little pour spout, and I can just take this to work and leave it in the refrigerator and pour the salad dressing on my salads each day when it's time to eat. The ground beef is done. I'm letting it cool. I gotta find me something to pour this. It's still got water, but it's also, the grease has cooked out, so I've got to find something to put this in. I'm going to let it cool and spoon it in equal parts into the 4 jars over there. I'm going to cut this up next, though. This is my romaine. I'm just going to cut the ends off and maybe slice once or something, and I'm just going to basically chop through it. Alright, the lettuce has been chopped, and I'm just going to separate it out, and I'm going to put it in the sink to wash and let it dry out in there. Alright, the lettuce is ready, and I've got my 4 containers. I'm just going to divide up this lettuce equally among the 4 containers. I'm just going to start with one good handful in each one. And I'll just see who needs a little more. Alright, I'm going to scrape all this. I've got just some dill pickles, and I'm just going to put some in each one. Well, okay, I've got a few pickles in each one, and I'm going to scoot all this lettuce over here just to make a spot, because what I've got back there is my cheese. I put about 2 tablespoons of shredded. This is just shredded sharp cheddar. I shredded it a day or so ago. I'm just going to tuck that in to each side so that there's no moisture, because I have put this straight on top of the salad in the past, and it's okay for a couple of days, but after a little while moisture kind of seeps into the cheese and it makes it softer than I would like it on a salad. Okay, that's all of this packaged up. I'm just going to pop these tops on here. I've got the ground beef over here, still got to cool a little bit, and then I'm going to put these tops. This is real convenient because I can just put these lids vent, so I can just put these in the microwave at work and warm up the ground beef. Well, there's all my lunches, nice and stacked up, ready to go into the refrigerator. The lettuce salad portion and the ground beef portion, and I'll just take this to work and keep it in the refrigerator at work. And I think I'm going to take this so that I can sprinkle some sesame seeds on top when I'm ready to sit down to eat. This is really kind of my own recipe for the dressing, the Big Mac dressing. And I mean, this is just basically what's on the Big Mac. You got the lettuce, and although it's iceberg, I used romaine, but lettuce and pickles and cheese. I don't do the onions, but I did put the onion flakes in the meat, so it's still going to have that flavor, and I do have onion powder in here. So, but I'll just kind of, well, I'll type out what I put in my Big Mac salad down in that description box below. That's going to be it for this meal prep for my upcoming lunches at work, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.